Hi, I'm Simon, and today I'm going to talk you through my 10 worst things about the Tesla Model 3. This is the Tesla Model 3 long range. It was bought in September 2020, so there has been an upgrade since, so some of these things that I'm about to tell you may have been corrected. One thing I'd like to say is, please, if you like the video, please do subscribe, add a like, and please also give me your comments. I'd love to hear your comments down below of your experiences with the Tesla 3. Tell me what you do like about it, tell me what you don't like about it, and really be interested to hear your views. Okay, so what I'm going to tell you today is the things that salesmen won't tell you. However much I'm telling you the things I don't like about this car, at the moment this is probably still the best option in electric cars in the UK today. I've had this car 3 months now, and I've already had a problem with it where it's had to be towed. Now, I know you must be thinking, gosh, that must be some fatal error with the car, but it wasn't. All I had was a flat tyre, and it's a lease car, and the lease company sent out their preferred company that does the tyres, and they didn't have the right tyre. And the tyre that they did have in stock, or could get in stock for the specific tyre that they needed, was going to be 4 or 5 days. So they had to recover me to the nearest Tesla centre that had the tyres, which is about 45 minutes away from where I live. So why was that? Well, let me just show you something on the tyre here. So you'll see it's got a TO here, and what that means is it's a Tesla only specific tyre, and when you take the tyre off, there is inside the tyre there is some foam, so whether that's noise cancelling or whatever it is, I'm not sure, but it is a Tesla specific tyre, and in the UK at the moment it's not widely stocked. However, there's a top tip here. When you do get a flat tyre, there is a Tesla rescue service on the car. You can press that, and they say they will get to you within about 45 minutes, and they do have replacement tyres and wheels. So I believe that they can get you out of trouble, but I haven't tried that yet, so I'll tell you more when I do. Okay, one thing that really does bug me, this is not a cheap car, and yet the build quality on it in places is not great. Now, if you lift now this is what they call the frunk, so the front trunk in the US. In the UK we talk about a boot rather than a trunk, so it's the front boot fruit, so I call it the fruit, but we open it up here. This doesn't feel very solid, I gotta say. If you take the I-Pace and the front of the I-Pace, it feels a lot more solid. This just feels a little bit flimsy. Having said that, that's not a massive problem, but some of the quality and the build quality, if you look here, you can see that it's not been completely sprayed. And this isn't the only place on the car that's like that. There are other places. I've also heard from other forums people complaining about the build quality and the panel fit. The panel fit on mine is okay, I have to say, but the spraying and some of the other things around it just don't quite feel like the value of the car that you're paying for. The charging lead I've got with this car it is different than the one I had. I had a Loner Performance, and the Loner Performance had a really long lead, which was great for me because my charger is, if you just look over there, Tom, my charger is just the other side of that wall, and we've got 2 electric cars, so quite often my wife will park her car there and I'll park mine here, and you can see here the length of this lead is quite small, and there's no way it's going to get over there. So what I have to do is shift around the cars, whereas the lead in the e-Corsa and the lead in the performance version of this car was much longer. When I've spoken to people, it seems a bit of a lottery whether you get a long lead or a short lead. I got a short lead, bit of a pain for me to replace them. is over £100 as well in the UK. So pretty expensive for something that is just a bit of a pain. In all honesty, I end up using, we've got 2 electric cars, I end up using the lead from the other one. The indicator is very quiet on this one, and if you can hear that, it is very quiet, and I haven't got any music on now, and I'm not really going very fast, but it is quite quiet. The one way of perhaps changing that, and so you can hear it, is by turning on the fart noise. So now there is no way now you're going to leave your indicator on. However, I would suggest that having an indicator that was slightly noisier without the fart noise might be better. Whilst everything is on the centre console in this car, it can be a bit frustrating. There is a distinct lack of buttons in this car. Everything is controlled by here, so if you want to switch to sport mode or change the driving mode, you have to press 1, 2 and 3 times. Now each of those you're going to have to take your eye off the road to do that, and that's frustrating. It'd be really nice just to have a sport mode button. The same with the radio, and frustratingly the same with the glove box. If I want to open the glove box, in fact I always forget where the button is. I think it's, oh yeah, there it is, just there. So 2 buttons instead of 1 button, just pressing the glove box. You've got 2 buttons to open the glove box. So my next beef is the center console. It's this high gloss finish, and they have changed this in the newer version of the Model 3. So if you order one now, it should come with I believe it's a more matte finish. The trouble with this is it does attract fingerprints. They do helpfully give you a cloth for cleaning it, and it does come up quite nice. But it looks good for about 5 minutes, and then you get fingerprints all over it again, which can be a bit of a pain if you like your car looking pristine. The other thing that is a bit of a pain is trying to close this module here, and if I try and shut it, it doesn't, and if I keep doing it, if you look, it says close the lid gently, and what you have to do to close it is be very gentle. That can be frustrating, particularly if you're driving along a bumpy road and you're trying to close it, and it doesn't happen. And as you look, close gently. I would have liked something that clicked maybe, or something that was just a little bit more positive than that. It can be a bit of a pain. One other thing, and it's a problem with having the center console. As you can see, when I go into reverse, it really helpfully puts all the cameras on. However, as I go back, if someone then goes into something else, maybe the calendar, you can see what happens is I lose all the cameras. So when someone's changing maybe the So the lack of buttons wouldn't be a problem if some of the standard features were programmed into the voice control. So here's an example. So go to chill mode, and as you can see on the screen, it says this command's not available yet. So it is something that they're clearly thinking about, and maybe one of the software upgrades might include it. But at the moment, it's not available, and that can be frustrating. The auto drive on this is great. It's a superb feature for when you're on dual carriageways or freeways, However, there is a part of that means that you have alerts that come into the car, and what that means is that when you're driving and if you've got a collision avoidance, it comes up with a really sharp alarm that tells you you're about to hit something. Now, what that does though is it comes up at inappropriate times. So sometimes it will come when a car's turning left and it's slowed down and it's about to move out of your lane, and if you're still going up towards it and haven't needed to brake, it will alarm then. And also I've found driving down country roads like this one, you will find that occasionally there'll be bits of the hedge that are sticking out and you'll get an alarm, and it can be quite frustrating when you're driving and these alarms come up, and maybe even a little scary and off-putting. So peculiar to the Model 3 is the fact that there's no display in front of the steering wheel, and once you get used to it, it's not so bad. There are times when you do want something here, particularly maybe when you're in busy traffic or you're in a town and there's lots going on and you've got to look over to your main console, or where maybe someone's playing with the radio and you want the sat nav or something else up in front of you. So that can be a pain. I've told you what I don't like about this car, and you could be forgiven for thinking I really don't like it. However, some of these things are personal nuances, things that frustrate me from having the car. However, having said that, Tesla, and particularly the Tesla Model 3, cost-wise and for ease of use, this is by far the best car to buy in the UK, best electric car to buy in the UK at the moment. It's 0% benefit in kind, so if it's a company car, that's a real benefit and a real positive to ownership. Also, at the moment, the Tesla supercharger network is second to none. However, having said that, there are lots of superchargers that are being put up in the UK at the moment, and perhaps in 12-18 months from now, so maybe 2021, 2022, this might not be such a good option. However, at the moment, Tesla still the market leader in terms of innovation, in terms of range, and in terms of the charging infrastructure. I wouldn't choose another car. So, thank you for listening. Please remember, I'd love to hear your comments, so please do comment on the bottom of this video. I'd like to hear your experiences of the Tesla 3 or any other car, and please do subscribe, and we'll hear from you soon. Cheers.